Welcome back to another episode of Gaming Off the Grid. It's time to do a check-in on the Wii U game price market. We've predicted that the market is going to get crazy. About a year ago, we started this thing where we were looking at the prices of games, and then 60 days ago we did an update, but there's been enough movement in the last 60 days that we wanted to check in again.
Yes, so this is part 3 of a market analysis. We'll probably do another part once the Wii U eShop closes. I know we're doing a lot of Wii U stuff right now, because prices are going crazy, and we've been saying that, but we just want to let you guys know, if you want to collect, now's the freaking time. And a lot of these games are really expensive, but you can get them on the eShop. Once that eShop closes, these games are going to go pop, and you're not going to be able to get them. So, awareness. That's what we're trying to do, awareness.
We've been speaking to how crazy we think the Wii U market's going to get for quite some time, and now we have data to back it up. We've done 500 plus episodes. We've made numerous predictions in various different areas, and we get a lot of them wrong. We get some of them right, but this one I think we're spot on. So let's just jump into this list, and what we're going to do is tell you what the game was going for a little over a year ago, April of 2021, what it was 60 days ago, and what the price is today. The first game up is Game & Wario.
Game & Wario, a year ago, April 1st, 2021, this game was $102.24. March 2nd of 2022, this game was $114.95. And today, $177.18. Almost $80 difference in a year.
Yep.
A $60 difference in 60 days.
Yep.
This game is going crazy, and this is a game that's going to be stuck on the Wii U. They can't port it. We've talked about it a lot. And our list is games that we picked a year ago, so there's going to be a lot of games that we don't talk about and some games that are way more expensive. We're just keeping it consistent from what we talked about a year ago.
So. Comparing equal data to equal data. I think you made a very good point there. Game & Wario, it's just going to be one of those games, I think, on the Wii U that people are going to want. The crazy thing is in a 60-day gap to go up $60.
Now, this game is, I can't quite remember what it is, $40 on the Wii U eShop? Way cheaper than almost $200. So if you want to play this game, great party game, check it out. I mean, a lot of these guys, they're on the Wii U eShop. Get them for way cheaper than what they are, because these are getting crazy. Moving on to Tekken Tag Tournament 2. This is a game that hasn't been that expensive, but recently it's popping.
Yeah.
So Tekken Tag Tournament 2 a year ago was $28.44. March, it was $39.70. And today, it's $64.16.
And it's got some Mario tie-ins, some Nintendo branding on that specific variant. You may be like, well, Tekken Tag Tournament 2 is on other consoles. It is, but there's some Nintendo exclusive content. We predicted this game would continue to rise. It is continuing to rise. It is worth noting, if you haven't seen our channel before, that all of our prices are pulled from pricecharting.com. There was a little nugget on a market analysis video on something else that Super Nintendo did, where he brought up a very good point. It is video game convention season, and we are using that price charting data. It also doesn't capture, so it doesn't capture prices there. It does not also capture prices of what things is going for on this new crazy app that's called Whatnot.
Yeah, Whatnot.
And it's not, he isn't sponsored by him, we aren't sponsored by him, we don't do any of that stuff, but what we're saying is, you may see these going for more than what we're saying. This is only capturing like eBay sales.
They usually are going for more. Like if you go to a convention, Game & Wario is probably $190.
Yeah.
Like it's absolutely insane. This dude, in 60 days, this game's gone up $25.
Yeah. It's nuts.
That's insane. Now moving on to Turbo Super Stunt Squad. This game's been expensive for a while. What's actually shocking is this game's gone down.
Yeah.
Not much. It's still expensive, so it's weird. So a year ago, this game was $102.50. In March of this year, it was $171.48. Wow, big increase. And now it's $167.24. So still really expensive for Turbo Super Squad Racing that I've never played.
A DreamWorks game, kind of a childish game, if you will.
Based on the movie.
Yep. Various consoles, so it's a multi-platform release, but I think it's a print run issue here. The next game we're going to talk about, Xenoblade Chronicles X. I think people have been wanting it to get ported and all these other things, but thus far it hasn't. And it is starting to do the old climb, and I thought that it would, and it is. Back when we did the April episode, April of 2021, the game was going for $35.70. Not too shabby.
Bad.
And then most recently, in the last 60 days, when we did that episode in March, the game was $48.50. Today, the game CIB is going for $62.83. And all these prices are complete in box. That's what we're referencing.
Yeah, CIB prices. But still, this game is going up. Just in 60 days, it's gone up $15.
Yeah.
So, a lot of these, there aren't super crazy, but some of them are crazy. And it's just like, guys, we said it's going to pop. We've been talking about it a lot. You don't have to listen to us, but you can listen to data. And this is... I feel like in a year, when the Wii U eShop closes, these prices, we're going to look back and be like, what the hell?
Yeah, I mean,
it's going to be absolutely crazy.
You know, it would be, you know, the data is the data, right? But when it all washes out, you know, there is about, in the last 60 days, it's went up about 19%.
Yeah.
And then, you know, annually, we'll cover that at the end of the episode. But this stuff is not, it's not going down anytime soon. Jeopardy. Anybody?
Jeopardy. What is Jeopardy?
Yeah.
So, April 1st, 2021, this game was $33.50. It actually dropped to $30.24, and it's now at $38.54. It's gone up $8 in 60 days. So still not too bad for Jeopardy. It could be a game that pops, but I feel like Jeopardy is maybe going to go up to like 50, 60 and then stop.
Yeah, I think just any game in that range that it's at right now, I just think it's going to be just kind of chug along.
It's not going to just pop.
You know,
like
you think about when you go get Saturn games, right, or Dreamcast games. There's even those middle of the road type games just because they're hard to get people's hands on, and collectors are crazy and they want to complete their sets that it just demands that value.
Jeopardy for the Wii U. Now moving on to Wii Party for the Wii U.
Yeah.
A year ago this game was $48. In March it was $52.98, and today it's $57.84. Gone up about $5 in 60 days and gone up about $10 over a year. So still not too bad.
History tells us these Wii Party games hold value. This one's going to hold value. There just wasn't a large install base on the Wii U, so the stuff is just not plentiful. As somebody who game hunts all the time, somebody who's been to 2 conventions this year, you've been to 1, you just don't see a ton of Wii U stuff.
No, you don't.
It's getting harder and harder to come by. You do every now and again, and sometimes you'll be at a garage sale and they mix them in with the Wii games. But
and you're like, ooh,
we're heading down a path of just craziness with collecting.
And that's what we're trying to do, is raise awareness. I know we said it a lot.
Yeah.
But this next game is absolutely insane.
The devil's in the details.
Yeah, the devil's in the details.
And he's also in Devil's Third.
Yeah, wow. So, you guys know this game is popping on the Wii U. This game is going to get crazy. But a year ago, this game was only $183. March of this year, this game was $351. And right now, it's $507.69.
We can't film fast enough to keep up with the increases of this game. I'll never forget, it's like a month or 2 ago, we did a full review on the game. Yeah. And I want to say in that we put $351.
I think it was like $291 or $293 or
something like that.
Something like that for CIB.
Literally a week later, we're getting comments saying, no, it's not. The game's going for like $400, $500, $600. And we're like, well, we just looked it up a week ago.
In 60 days, this game has gone up $156. In 60 days.
Yeah.
It's just going to keep going up. And this game is available on the Wii U eShop for $30, guys. If you want to play this game, I know the reviews aren't the greatest, but it is fun. We did a full review on it if you want to check it out. But for $30, I think this is a game that you should check out, not for $500.
Yeah,
so
it's a good game, not a $500 game. And honestly, right before we filmed this, just us talking behind the scenes, I told you, if we're sitting here at these seats next year at this time, I will not be shocked if Devil's Third's like in that $800 to $1,000 range. I think it's going to have that meteoric rise.
It's going to be, and once you won't be able to get it for $30 on the Wii U eShop, pop.
Yeah.
So if you ever think you're going to want to play it, get it for $30 while you can, because it's not going to go. You're never going to find this for $30. CIB.
Twilight Princess HD on the Wii U. This one's kind of in a holding pattern, I feel like, because I think a lot of people are waiting to see what happens with a Switch port potentially.
Yeah.
I do think it will happen, but you just never know with Nintendo.
They release a Zelda collection or something.
But as we sit here today, the game's going for $84.23. 60 days ago when we filmed, the game was going for $85.42. So it's down a little bit today comparatively to that 60-day window. A year ago, it was $75.93. So a little bit of headway on the year outlook, a little bit of regression in the last 60 days. I just really think this game's kind of in purgatory right now, as it doesn't know what it wants to do. If it's locked on the Wii U, expect big things. I do think we'll get a port. Regardless, amazing game to play. I think it's the best way to play Twilight Princess.
Yeah, I think on the Wii U it's the best way to play it because you got the tablet, and we talked about that in the other episodes. Now we went on to Mario and Sonic Rio 2016. This game will be cemented on the Wii U because it's 2016. They'll just make new ones. We've talked about that before. This game today is $76.70. 60 days ago, it was $69.64. And a year ago, it was $61. So it's gone up about $15 in a year, $7 in 60 days. Not too bad. but it's going to keep going up.
It will. It's going to be one of those. I think probably it'll nudge up around that $100 pretty soon.
Stupid.
Another game that I think is going to be a whopper on the console is Axiom Verge Multiverse Edition.
We've talked about this a lot.
Talked about this game a ton, but as of the filming of this episode, to get that game complete in box is $160.12.
Yikes.
Pretty crazy. That's up $32.93 in comparison to our video we shot 60 days ago. So in 60 days, it's went up $32, and that was sitting at $127.19. A year ago, you could get this game CIB for $80.75. You see the trend here? It's hockey sticking.
This game has gone up $80 in a year. You can get it on the Wii U eShop for way cheaper. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes up another 80 or another 100 or another... Yeah.
And you can see in some of these instances, a lot of people say, well, the Wii U's been ported to death. I don't think it matters, guys.
This game's on the Switch.
This game's on everything. I do think this game holds some inherent value because it's a very unique way to play it on the Switch because of the tablet integration. But
or on the Wii U, yeah.
Yeah, on the Wii U, rather. But some of these games are on it doesn't matter. It does not matter. Nintendo fans are nuts. We're Nintendo fans, and we're a little cray-cray. But I think that's not a good argument. You look at the next game. It's on multiple consoles. Shakedown Hawaii. As I'm filming of this, $57. Not a huge jump year over year, but in the last 60 days, it's went up $5. It was $52.67 60 days ago. Now it's going for $57. A year ago, though, it's down a little bit from that. It was going for $67.56. So I don't know what's going to happen with this game.
I don't know. I thought, honestly, when this game came out, that this was going to be a game that was going to pop. But, in a year, it's gone down $10. So this one's very shocking and surprising. Yeah. Big picture, maybe in 2 to 3 years, maybe it starts to pop again. I don't know.
I'll tell.
Some of these I don't know, and some of these I'm like, it's kind of confusing.
It is. The next one's kind of a confusing one for me, too, and I just got to go with history. And it falls in the Paper Mario bucket. Anything in that bucket seems to have value over time. Paper Mario Color Splash. I've said in prior episodes, this game didn't get regarded too well. I don't hate it, don't love it. But the game, as of the filming of today's episode, $49.85 is what it's going for. 60 days ago, it's up a couple bucks. It was like $47.67. And then a year ago when we filmed talking about this same subject matter, it was going for $36. Yeah. So you are seeing an uptick there.
Yeah, it's growing a little bit.
Yeah, and I think this one might fall into... Does Nintendo port it? I don't think they will because it did pour and had, kind of didn't get the critical acclaim.
Yeah, I think they'll just make a new Paper Mario.
Yeah. The next game, Tank. Exclusive to the Wii U. It was an arcade game, so I guess game. Exclusive on the home console scene to the Wii U. It's a Namco game, arcade style. We've seen some goofy things with this one.
Yeah, this one... It's kind of stayed plateauing for a little bit, but now it's popping. It's kind of weird. So today it's $52.30. It's gone up $16, almost $17 in 60 days because it was $35, 64, 60 days ago. And then a year ago, it's gone up a whole $27.30 because it was $25 even, which is crazy, dude. 25, almost. See what I'm saying? I think even just weird games like this, they're going to be $60+ eventually.
This game's a funny one to me because, towards the end of the Wii U's life cycle, this was a bargain bin game. I'm not saying it's shovelware because it is a fun game.
Fun.
It's a Namco game, but nobody was looking for this. I think I got my copy for $4.99 used at freaking GameStop.
So now it's probably overpriced back then.
It was probably 3 years ago, and now we're talking a $50+ game for Tank. But I digress. The next game we're going to talk about, Rodea the Sky Soldier. This, the one we have anyway, comes with both the Wii U and the Wii version,
which is cool.
We've kind of been saying that the lower price of this game has surprised us, but now we're starting to see a little traction for Rodea. It's $35 today. 60 days ago, it was $24.98. So we got an $11 jump there. And then it was $22 even a year ago at this time, or a little over a year ago. So we're seeing a little bit of an uptick there.
Yeah, just about $13 in about a year. And this one's a weird one. It's kind of just going up a little bit. It could be because it's also on the Wii, but still, I think collectors are weird.
I think the unique gameplay of this one's people are gonna want to go back to it. It's a very unique game, but we'll see what happens. The next game on the list, you called this a while back, and this game was pretty freaking cheap a year ago. It was in that $25, $30 range.
I still feel like this is going to pop even more than what it is. And that's the SteamWorld collection. This collection's badass. It comes with 2 games. Today, this game's $75.51. It's gone up $22 in 60 days. I called it. It was $52.96 60 days ago, and then a year ago, this game was only $30. So it's over doubled in a year.
Is it from Ireland, dude?
Yeah,
it's doubling in size.
Doubling in size, dude. This game is sweet, and I just feel like it's going to be one of those games that I wouldn't be surprised if in another 60 days, I mean, we're not going to do one of these in another 60 days, but in another 60 days, I wouldn't be surprised if it's at 100.
Yeah.
It's just going to keep going up.
Yeah, it's pretty bizarre.
It's a cool collection, though.
We're all over the board though, because the next one's went down a little bit. New Luigi U. It's a unique game because it did get a standalone release. It's also in a pack as a pack-in with New Super Mario Bros. U, or one of the variants of New Super Mario Bros. U. Regardless, the game today is $24.99. We've seen a little bit of a dip, as 60 days ago this game was going for $32.41. A year ago the game was going for $29.98. So we've regressed a little bit.
Yeah, it's gone down about $5, which is weird. Because I think, big picture, this is going to be a very collectible game because of the unique green spine, and Wii U fans are crazy, Nintendo fans are crazy.
And Luigi's 35th anniversary going on. Yeah, but we'll see. It's unique that it's gone down. And some of this data, price charting is going off real-time sales data. So if it was just a poor sales month on eBay for this game, well, you're going to have a regression. Or somebody gets a good deal on an auction or something. It's going to drive that down a little bit. But so not always the best barometer, but it is good data.
It's close.
It's pretty dang close to what's going on.
Now moving on to DuckTales Remastered. This game is sweet. It's $43.01 today of filming. It was $34.95 60 days ago. And this game was $28 about a year ago. What's cool on the Wii U eShop, last time I checked, it might not be anymore, but it was $3.74 on the Wii U eShop.
Which is a freaking steal.
Which is insane because you can get it for less than $4 or over $40 CIB, which isn't too bad CIB. So if you want to get it, I would recommend getting it CIB now. I know this is available on other consoles, but still, I wouldn't be surprised if this is $60.
Yeah, I wouldn't either. Awesome freaking remake too, by the way. The NES Remix Double Pack, or whatever the hell it is. NES Remix Pack, I think is what it's called. This game's starting to get a little bit of a push. We'll see. I've always been surprised how cheap it's been holding, because it's awesome and it's a ton of fun. $29.36 as of the filming of today's episode. When we checked in 60 days back, this game was going for $26.99, so we got a little less than a $3 increase. A year ago, this game was going for $23.64, so we're still in that $20 range. Not a big mover and shaker, but that's where it's at.
This next one is kind of in the same boat, and that's Nintendo Land. I'm always shocked that this game is so cheap. It's staying cheap. Maybe because this game, there were so many of these games, or I don't really know, because this game's awesome. It's a great tech demo for the Wii U. It's a lot of fun. Nintendo Land, it's $9.58 today. 60 days ago, it was $9.99, and a year ago, this game was $8.03. So it's gone up just a little bit, but still less than $10 for Nintendo Land.
Still pretty safe for the time being on this one. I don't think it's going to get crazy, but I do think we'll see the same price mimicked of Wii Sports. I think that's what it'll do.
So around $30 one day.
Wii U kids will get nostalgic and say, I gotta get my Nintendo Land. I want to go back to Nintendo Land and hang out with my family. Except
yeah, because that's where they stay.
Yeah, they stay at Nintendo Land. But it's an awesome game nonetheless. Cabela's Big Game Hunter. This is a big mover and shaker. This is one that really is widening in the price margin. As of filming it today, believe this, Cabela's Big Game Hunter. It's going for $95.58.
Yeah, this is a weird one.
I don't understand. I don't know what to do with my hands. 60 days ago, it was $87.24. Still kind of crazy. A year ago, this game, we were kind of like, well, keep an eye on this one. $62.04. Again, this is going to be one that's just going to get stupid, and it's a big buck hunter.
Yeah, it was probably limited run, limited print, small. They didn't sell that many, so I get it. And someone in the comments says, every time they're like, well, this is why. But still, $100 for Cabela's Big Game Hunter, I don't know about that, because that's insane. Yeah. Speaking about the next one, Rapella's Big Fishing.
Bass. Boat.
Let me re-say that. Rapella's Bass Fishing. Yeah, but bass are big, so that's why I said it. This game today is $48.17 to go fishing. You can go real life for way cheaper, so I recommend doing that. $41.18 60 days ago, and 1 year ago, this game was $44.61. So it's gone up not that much, still in the $40, getting close to $50 now, but just crazy for bass fishing.
Yeah, pretty wild. All these next games we're going to talk about, just like, what the frick is going on here? Wheel of Fortune. $55.21 today. CIB. 60 days ago when we looked in, we were saying the same thing, like, how? It was $45.90. A year ago, the Wheel of Fortune was going for $38.68. Don't know why it's up here. It's got to be a print run issue. Maybe it's a really badass game and we're missing out.
It's actually really fun.
Is it?
I haven't played.
Okay. Well,
but I like Wheel of Fortune. Yeah. Dude, I like eating my, made to cook frozen meal with my
Your TV dinner.
TV dinner.
Yeah,
like
that's what you're looking for.
Yeah, that's the word. Wheel of Fortune. At 5 p.m. and going to bed at 6 p.m.
Yeah.
Wheel of Fortune's great. Phineas and Ferb is also a great show and also a great game. Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
$49.92 today. Almost $50 for Phineas and Ferb. 60 days ago it was $39.74. So it's gone up $10 just in 60 days. And a year ago, this game was $29.99. So it's gone up about $20 in a year.
Yeah, pretty bizarre. The last one on here, it's just another game that's like Funky Barn. This is going for $62, guys.
Wow.
CIB. When we checked in 60 days ago, this game was going for $57.12. Way back when we started this whole thing, a little over a year ago, April of 2021, this game was going for $29.20. That's why it made the list, because we're like, $29.20 for Funky Barn? What's going to happen with this? And look at it today.
What's so crazy is, like, if you're going for a complete Wii U set, which I know a lot of people are, you gotta pay $50 for Phineas and Ferb. You gotta pay $60 for Funky Barn. You gotta pay $40 for Jeopardy. You gotta pay these crazy prices for these games.
That's why I could never be a complete set collector.
No.
Dude, if I
and they're gonna keep going up in prices.
Yes, if I paid $62 for Funky Barn, I wouldn't be able to sleep tonight.
Yeah, I'm gonna have to put you in the Funky Barn. Like, that's insane. So in 60 days, it's an overall difference just from the games we talked about today of 1934% increase. So about 20% increase just in 60 days. In a year, it's gone up 41.17% in a year increase.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be shocked. In a year, that is doubled. Like, it's gonna get nuts once the Wii U eShop closes.
Yeah, and we've got till March till that closes. We did a whole series on that if you want to go get out of here and go watch those episodes. But I think you do make a very good point. It will be very interesting. We probably won't check in on this thing again because we're about to the end of the road of covering the Wii U for the year. Maybe a few little things here and there, but I don't think we're going to check back in on the market. We want to let it sleep. We want to let it rest. We'll keep an eye on it from afar. Maybe post some things on social media if we find any one-off things. But we want to come back. And it won't be immediate, like it's not like the eShop closes in March and the prices are going to go nuts.
No.
But we will check in the month of the eShop closing, see how things are looking, and then we're probably going to give it a little while.
Maybe 60 days, 90 days after that, just to be like,
what's happening?
Because I bet we'll check in after it goes, and it's going to be crazy.
It is. It's. It's just wild that all the comments we get that are like, you guys are wrong. The Wii U is not going to get crazy. It's not going to mimic the collectability of the Sega Saturn. And I'm not hating on the Sega Saturn, but I do know one thing. Nintendo's name is right here on this son of a bitch. And that's all it takes. Low install base, Nintendo's name, rubbing its nipples, saying, come collect me. Come on, I want to sit on your shelf. I want to be your shelf candy that's going to get people fired up. And just look at the data.
Guys, this is just a handful of games that we picked.
Yeah, snapshot.
41% in a year.
Yeah. What's crazy is these were the games we picked a year ago, kind of on a wrist, just off the wrist, shooting from the hip, pulling things out of our ass like we normally do. And we're like, we need to keep an eye on this select set of games because we were like, these could get crazy. And for the most part, we are about spot on. There's a couple anomalies where they've went down, but very few and far between.
And if they've gone down less than $10. Like, they haven't gone down that much.
Yeah.
It's absolutely insane. But let's talk about this beer. We got this beer at Midwest Gaming Classic from our buddy Kyle Neck Time. This is the Holy Jeans of Latter-day Saints. I meant just Holy Jeans. This is a blueberry American wheat ale by Keg Grove Brewing Company. Community first.
Yeah.
Beer first. Whoa, two firsts.
Yeah, they're good citizens of their area. Very clean, crisp brew. I really, really like this. This is awesome.
This is great this would be great on a hot summer day. This is a great summer beer.
Yeah.
This is nice and light. Nice and refreshing. You got that nice blueberry taste. I could see myself downing a lot of these just real quick. And just being like, wow, I feel real good.
And being like, wow, I love blueberries. Yeah, I think for what they're going for, this isn't a world-class brew by any means, but it's damn good.
It's just a nice, it's like refreshing.
Yeah.
And I like it's the coupe de tot.
Yeah,
it's good,
it's
dude.
really good.
It's good.
All right, guys, that's a quick look at not really a quick look. This episode went longer than I thought it would, but look back in on the Wii U. We were just looking at the data, and we're like, holy shit, 20% in 60 days. Something is happening here.
Happening.
There's a little bit of turbulence. Read your own mail. Maybe it means something to you. Maybe it doesn't, but if you made it this far, I'm guessing that it does, and we appreciate you tuning in and subscribing to the channel. We'll see you next time, right here on the one and only Gaming Off the Grid. Rolling?
Yep. Check.
Camera is still pretty square. Okay. Should we give this a try?
Blueberries.
First beer of the day. Happy Sunday. Okay. Clean, crisp.
Summer beer.
Yep. Welcome back to another episode of my nose. Okay.
Of my nose.
Welcome back to another episode of Gaming Off the Grid. Today we're going to take another look. It's been 60 days since our last Wii U market analysis. Fuck.
Alice.
I gotta get in the groove.